This is Star Trek The Next Generation Canon troubleshooting. When you turn it on, it should boot up and it'll look like this if everything's working correctly. Okay? Now, in the event that you have had issues with your Canons previously, upon boot up, you will see either the right side sweep right to left or the left side sweep right to left. There's various error codes up there that can occur. But if you come down here, you enter the test mode, cycle through to tests, do switch edges. The most likely thing to be messed up is going to be the optos in here. Now, you'll see if I go like this on either side, the switch edges will fire, okay? So that's going to be the most important thing for you to test because that's the most likely thing to go wrong. You can buy replacement optos from Marco's or a couple other places for, I think they're like 10, 15 bucks a pop. They're not bad. Now, what we're going to do here, I have replaced the Canon loom in here. Now there's 4 screws on top of this that hold this down. They're real easy to take out. You know how to use a screwdriver, so I won't go into that. In this particular Star Trek The Next Generation, I had some issues with my Canon on the right, and I ended up replacing the Canon loom and the optos that are inside of this. So, it's a basic troubleshooting step. You're getting errors where you turn it on, or it sweeps back and forth a couple times even after you fire. The most likely culprit, in my experience, and forgive my poor wiring here, is the wiring that goes up to here. This is a brand new Canon loom I got off of eBay. I think it was $40 for a pair of them. They only come in from England. I can't find them local. You'll also see some very shoddy poor soldering from me where I have gone through and I've replaced these optos here. So if you go like this in test mode and the optos don't work, there's 2 culprits that it could be. It could be the wiring going on the inside, or it could be the optos themselves. I would recommend that if you go like this and it doesn't beep in test mode, you fidget with the wiring here a little bit. I have found previously to replacing this that the wiring had to be just right. It's like you could almost get a kink in the wiring with this on top of it. So if this doesn't happen, before you replace it, try slightly adjusting the wiring. Make sure that the soldering contacts on the optos are good, and everything else is good to go. But in any case, if none of that works, you'll need to replace the wiring loom, which just goes straight under the playfield. And I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 different little things you have to solder on here. It's not bad. They're all color-coded. The color coding matches the same. And in any event, if you do end up replacing the wiring loom, I would recommend replacing the optos at the same time, because that is absolutely the most likely thing to mess up. As an added bonus, if you're doing this, do not replace the lights in here with LEDs. I've done that before. This VUC gets extremely hot and will melt those and can create sort of a little fire hazard. In any case, it's the one place in this pinball machine where I've still got incandescents because I did have some issues with that. All in all, replacing the wiring harness, if you've done any soldering on pinball machines before, it's not bad. If it's your first time, I'd highly recommend looking up exactly what you should be doing. But those are the most likely things to be wrong. If the optos, this is kind of hard to explain, but if the optos are good in test mode, but it still does the little firing thing where you shoot, and then even after it's out, it says pull trigger to shoot, and sweeps back and forth a couple of times. What's going on is this wire, for lack of a better way of putting it, gets kinked when it goes left and right back and forth, and you just need to replace the loom. But there you go.